7:20, probably downstairs, probably eating breakfast. "She'll go back up, clean her teeth," he said. The man on the left shifted on his elbows. "For sure," he said. "Prissy little thing like that." "She's closing her drapes again," the man on the right said. It was standard practice in the west of Texas, in the summer, especially if your bedroom faced south, like this one did, unless you wanted to sleep the next night in a room hotter than the pizza oven. "Stand by," the man said. "Buck gets 10, she goes out to the barn now." It was a wager that nobody took, because so far, 4 times out of 4, she had done exactly that, and watchers are paid to notice patterns. "Kitchen door's open," the boy wrote. 7:27, kitchen door opens. "Here she comes." She came out, dressed in a blue gingham dress which reached to her knees and left her shoulders bare. Her hair was tied back behind her head. It was still damp from the shower. "What do you call that sort of a dress?" the boy asked. "Halter," the man on the left said. 7:28, comes out, blue halter dress, goes to barn, the boy wrote. She walked across the yard, short, hesitant steps against the uneven ruts in the baked earth, maybe 70 yards. She heaved the barn door open and disappeared in the gloom inside. The boy wrote, 7:29, target in barn. "How hot is it?" the man on the left asked. "Maybe 100 degrees, the boy said. "There'll be a storm soon. Heat like this there has to be." "Here comes a ride," the man on the right said. Miles to the south, there was a dust cloud on the road. A vehicle making slow and steady progress north. "She's coming back," the man on the right said. 7:32, target comes out of barn, the boy wrote. "Maid's at the door," the man said. The target stopped at the kitchen door and took her lunchbox from the maid. It was bright blue plastic with a cartoon picture on the side. She paused for a second. Her skin was pink and damp from the heat. She leaned down to adjust her socks and then trotted out to the gate, through the gate, to the shoulder of the road. The school bus slowed and stopped, and the door opened with a sound the watchers heard clearly over the faint rattle of the idling engine. The chrome handrails flashed once in the sun. The diesel exhaust hung and drifted in the hot, still air. The target heaved her lunchbox onto the step and grasped the bright rails and clambered up after it. The door closed again, and the watchers saw her corn-colored head bobbing along level with the base of the windows. Then the engine noise deepened and the gears caught, and the bus moved away with a new cone of dust kicking up behind it. 7:36, target on bus to school, the boy wrote. The road north was dead straight, and he turned his head and watched the bus all the way until the heat on the horizon broke it up into a shimmering yellow mirage. Then he closed his notebook and secured it with a rubber band. Back at the red house, the maid stepped inside and closed the kitchen door. Nearly a mile away, the watchers lowered their telescopes and turned their collars up for protection from the sun. 7:37, Friday morning. 7:38. 7:39, more than 300 miles to the north and east, Jack Reacher climbed out of his motel room window. 1 minute earlier, he'd been in the bathroom, brushing his teeth. 1 minute before that, he'd opened the door of his room to check the morning temperature. He'd left it open, and the closet just inside the entrance passageway was faced with mirrored glass. And there was a shaving mirror in the bathroom on a cantilevered arm, and by a freak of optical chance, he caught sight of 4 men getting out of a car and walking toward the motel office. Pure luck. But a guy as vigilant as Jack Reacher gets lucky more times than the average. The car was a police cruiser. It had a shield on the door, and because of the bright sunlight and the double reflection, he could read it clearly. At the top, it said City Police, and then there was a fancy medallion in the middle with Lubbock, Texas written underneath. All 4 men who got out were in uniform. They had bulky belts with guns and radios and nightsticks and handcuffs. 3 of the men he'd never seen before, but the 4th guy was familiar. The 4th guy was a tall heavyweight with a gelled blonde brush cut above a meaty red face. This morning, the meaty red face was partially obscured by a glinting aluminum